Okay, we're about to get back to work on the foundation for the new garden shed that's coming. So this is, of course, where the old tractor shed was, off to the left here, and then to the right was where the vegetable garden was that was in front of the shed. So we're in the process of transferring that garden over. So I took out a bunch of the topsoil there and moved it up to the new location, and I'll fill that in a little bit with what I dig out for the foundation for the garden shed. So I've got an idea of where I want it to run. I just need to actually lay out now for the foundation with some strings and stakes and whatnot. So I've got a line I can keep going back to and start digging it out and getting ready. So what I'm going to do is dig it down roughly 6 inches kind of thing to make it flat. And then that's going to get a border of pressure treated 2x6s, I think I'm going to go with. And then that will get filled with 5/8 crushed gravel. Basically the same thing that I did on the for the shop, but much less involved. I'm not anticipating any issues with big boulders or anything like that like I had with the shop. So this should be, by comparison, very straightforward to do. So let's get things laid out and get ready to dig. So this is my datum line that I just put down. I want the garden shed to sit square with the deck that's back behind us. So I've got a line running off the back of the deck, running out past where the garden shed ends, and I know from how far the back edge of the garden shed is from this tree. So all I have to do is measure over from the tree, make sure that it's straight with this datum line, and that will put the back wall of the garden shed square with the deck. Theoretically. So there's my back wall up against the bush and the back wall going towards the deck. So that's a good start. Now I need to put in a couple more stakes to put the other 2 wall lines in, but we're almost there. So there is the layout for my foundation there, marked off by the strings. And I've got the stakes well back out of the way. So what I can do now is just pull my strings out and throw them off to one side. Try not to hit my stakes and get the tractor up here and scoop this out a little bit. I've got to, don't have to dig it down very much, but I do need to make it level and be down about 6 inches. So that should be pretty easy to do. All right, let's go get the tractor. So I was just checking around for my grounding wire for the house, make sure that that's actually not in the foundation zone. I didn't think it was, and yeah, I'm well clear of it, so I can keep on digging. So I've been digging this up, and I went over it with the rototiller just to loosen it up, because I don't need to take that much out, so I've got to watch that I don't get too much out. So what I'm going to do now is place a block in this corner here and at the depth that I want it, and then run a string over to the far corner with another block to figure out my level, because that's the biggest difference, is from this corner to the far corner. That will tell me how much earth I have to take out to make my bed, and it will also let me know just what size wood that I need for it. So let's get that done. So it looks like I need to take that far corner down about 4 inches. That's my worst spot. So I think 2x8 material for my border should do it reasonably well. That allows me to sink down 4 inches in this front corner here, and 8 inches in the back corner. So that will give me my level. So I'll do a little more scraping out here, see if I can even it up. I think I'll try it with the tractor. Okay, well that's got us roughed in with the tractor, and now I'll see what I can do with my rake and shovel. See how close I got here. So as you can tell by the weird flickering light phenomenon that happens on the camera from my LED lights and the roar in the background, I'm back in the shop today, and we need to cut up all the wood pieces for the border for the garden shed. So that's going to be today's task, get that all figured out and cut up and nailed together and take them up there. And then I can start putting them in place and getting a true level on that. And after that comes the gravel. Alright, so we got our boards made up for the border of our foundation. So I'm going to put the first one in here and see whether I can figure out just where we are with level. Well, that's got the first one really close, so we're going to try to fit the back wall now that goes along with the deck. So I've got my back border now staked down nice and level and square. So it's in good shape. And I have started putting in the back deck border. So we're getting close to level on that. Everything looks real good there. I'm just working out square. And I have already bolted in on this corner to fasten it in place. And I have to start driving my stakes in on the outside of this to fasten this border to. So we're getting close. It's coming along very nicely. So let's get this, let's get one stake in on the back here and start moving along. Well, that's been a pretty good day. We have most of the frame in place, except for the front section, which I don't want to put in until I've got most of the gravel in. Everything's squared up. It measured out to be within 1/4 of an inch of square, so I'm really happy with that. We're nice and level, and I just have to do a little more grading here to clean up and backfill, and we'll be ready for our gravel. Well, that's about it. We're ready for gravel, and it should be here tomorrow morning. So that went pretty good. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and we will see you again next time.